I've read that 75% of the indicators you're using are qualitative and only 25% are quantitative. So it seems that you prefer the qualitative indicators to assess companies. So why do you do that?
So for us, this has been a deliberate choice. We wanted to make sure that we have a kind of a holistic assessment in place when we're doing these ratings. There's obviously a use case for quantitative data. So you look at, for instance, carbon emission intensity. This gives you some ideas about the historical performance of a company. But in order to look into forward-looking metrics, what is it that company is doing in the future, how they are preparing, what level of resilience they have in place for future ESG risks, we need to consider also qualitative metrics on top. So it's not that we're setting aside, we're considering qualitative and quantitative in order to be able to tell a story about what are the actions that a company is taking and how are they able to deal with those risks and opportunities in the future.
All right. And it means that if you have like a quantitative data point that tells something about the futures, you always complete with the qualitative assessment about the management, about how they
Yes, if and when possible, yes, those are things that we definitely take into account, yeah. The other thing I wanted to mention here just quickly, it also allows us to consider industry-specific nuances. So for a particular industry, maybe looking at biodiversity management plan is something of an importance, and then we can consider that as part of our rating process.
Does it mean that a part of your data is going to be public information and the others is going to be private, and the engagement and dialogues that you do with the companies will give you an additional set of data, or is like 100% public?
So majority of our information comes from publicly available data. This could be, again, financial reports, sustainability report, data that we gather from publicly available NGOs, CDP as an example. And then we also have this process where companies are able to provide us with additional non-public information. There's a whole framework for it, and those are also considered as part of the assessment, but they account for a relatively small percentage of the final output.